What do you guys think Solana can get to? Do you think it's going to peel back under $200 and then consolidate there? Do you think it's going to continue to push up and it break through or even hit? What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Broke Man Finance. My name is Adam, and today we are talking about two of my favorite cryptos, and that is Polkadot or DOT and Solana or Sol. If you would have gotten in when I first started mentioning these guys on the channel, then you would be sitting on a pretty decent profit right now. And if you did, well, or if you already were, well, congratulations. Cheers to you, my friend. Money. And if you like stocks, crypto, and all things money, then make sure you like this video and remember to subscribe. Money. But let's start with Polkadot. I've talked about them in the past, and you're welcome to go check out those videos. But today we're talking about some of the updates that they have announced, and a big one that I think is going to potentially put them in contentions for a top 5 spot. Currently, Polkadot is sitting in that number 8 position with a price of around $43.97. And look at this 3-month graph. Is that not beautiful? Would it not be nice to see everything just pushing up just like that? And if you would have bought in whenever I was claiming that Polkadot was one of the most undervalued plays out there, and I still do even at these prices, then you would have been buying in right here around the $13 and $14 mark. If you are brand new to this and you don't quite understand what Polkadot is, or, well, you don't even know what DOT is, which is basically their native token, then I would suggest going back and watching that first video where I explained what Polkadot is. I explained the cross-chain interoperability, which makes it much different than a lot of other cryptos and blockchains out there. I explain why I believe it is, why I call it the internet of blockchains. And to be honest, it'll make this video and what I'm getting ready to explain to you make much more sense. So, Referendum 39 was just passed by DOT holders, and it's looking like the first parachain auction will be taking place on November 11th. The actual motion proposed 2 batches of auctions. The first will be 5 auctions starting November 11th. There's that date. That's why it's so significant. It'll be 7 days each, beginning every 7 days for lease periods 6 through 13. The second will be 6 auctions starting December 23rd. Again, 7 days each, beginning every 14 days for lease periods 7 through 14. But if you're like me, you may be asking, what the hell is a parachain? Well, parachains are individual and independent blockchains designed for a single purpose that provide their users with a huge selection of utilities and different use cases. Parachains share and benefit from the security, interoperability, scalability, and governance of Polkadot. Polkadot's cross-chain composability furthermore allows any type of data or asset to be transferred between the parachains, which in turn means multiple programs and applications can be built out on these parachains that are running on Polkadot. And they can also communicate with each other, which makes Polkadot potentially extremely valuable. As opposed to the other thing, which is probably something that you've heard of or may know a little bit more about, and that's smart contracts, which are basically smaller pieces of software that are running on dedicated blockchains such as Tezos, Ethereum, Cardano, etc. As they all run on that same blockchain, they are all competing for the same resources, which has a tendency to clog stuff down. Parachains can be custom built to serve any particular use case, including decentralized finance, decentralized data storage, Internet of Things or IoT, identity verification, gaming, credentials, non-fungible tokens or NFTs like we've all heard of at this point, oracles, digital wallets, and the list goes on. Now, Polkadot is auctioning off these parachains to groups wanting to build out their programs or applications on the Polkadot network. Polkadot would like to eventually get to 100 slots available on the network. And you have to remember, this has been 5 years in the making, which a lot of people don't realize. But we have been waiting around for this for a very long time, and we finally have a date associated to get this started. Polkadot has a very bright future in front of it. It's one of the most exciting cryptos out there, and I think could be a massive company or massive crypto in top 5 crypto moving into the future. And if you don't have any DOT in your portfolio, then I would strongly consider putting some in there, because I still feel like they are massively undervalued. Even still, at these new prices, they are still undervalued, and I think you are crazy for not jumping on the bandwagon even now. And this is a strong buy to me. I mean, it's impossible really to put a a legitimate potential price tag on it, because you don't know what's going to be getting built out. You don't know who's going to be winning the auctions, and you don't know what kind of success they're going to be looking at and what kind of valuation this thing's going to have in the next couple of years. This thing could be much, much higher in the long run, and I expect them to be honest. I fully expect them to be a top 5 crypto. Even at these prices, I still feel like Polkadot is massively undervalued. I've said it in the first video. I'm still saying it now. I still feel like they're massively undervalued for what they have and the potential they have. And in the long run, with what they're doing right now, I still see that DOT price pushing up in a big, big way. Do you think the news now that they announced with the parachains, do you think it'll have any effect, or what kind of effect do you think it's going to have on that price, if any? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. My personal opinion is that yes, it will. If you don't think it will, why not? Next up is another one of my favorites, and that is Solana. And man, has Solana had a hell of a week. They went from like 160 and broke through that resistance level of 200 in a snap. And right now, Sol is sitting for approximately $203. They just passed over XRP in terms of market cap and are now sitting in that 6th place position right behind Tether. If you're unsure about what Solana is, this is another one where just a few weeks ago I made a video kind of explaining what it is, why it's so damn fast, why that brings it so much value. And at those prices back then, I was saying that it was a great entry price and that if you were going to buy it, then I would go ahead and jump on. But I did expect them to trade sideways for a little bit longer. I did not expect for them to spike that quick. I did say, though, in the video that if they did hit a bull run like a Cardano did or whatever, and they did spike up a chunk and then start trading sideways, I would not be surprised. But I did not expect to see them do it this fast. Solana has moved into bull market territory, said Joe D., CEO of cryptocurrency hedge fund manager BitBull Capital, pointing to the cryptocurrency's recent gains. With this week's jump from 160 to above 190, as before he saw these other highs, it has created a bullish flagpole in the chart, he stated. Technical analysis will now wait to see if that pole leads to a bull flag, cough cough, meaning a steadying of the price, which would signal further bullish moves and new support, said Big Joe D. However, check out this more recent chart from our friends over at TradingView. Since a pennant is typically a trend continuation indicator, their formation on the Sol chart after a massive price rally raised its prospects of sending Sol prices higher. Thus, the breakout from October 20th now eyes an extended run-up with its target sitting at a length equal to the size of the previous uptrend. In other words, the price target for Sol could be as high as $250 before the end of the month. However, at a retest of the pennant's upper trend line as support would risk invalidating the bullish setup. What do you guys think Solana can get to? Do you think it's going to peel back under $200 and then consolidate there? Do you think it's going to continue to push up and it break through or even hit that $250 mark? Either way, I'm still a big supporter of Solana. I think they're going to do great things moving into the future. This is another strong buy for me. Even at these levels, even if it dipped under where it's at now and you were in the neg, I still see in the long run Solana moving up much higher. As always, I hope you get #RichAF with whatever you're invested in. I hope you all stay safe and we will see you soon.